am human. I did make a slight mistake. Check this out. See if you notice from this far away. Let's get you closer. I'm about 5 inches short on either side, so I need to go with a 30-inch light bar instead of the 20. As you see right here, this is where it's supposed to mount on either side. So I'll get that 30-inch light bar. I'll be good. I already placed the order right as I saw it, so it should be here this week. I'll finish it during the week, and you guys will be able to see the finished product. But happy Halloween and welcome to the Blue Garage. As you see, there's the finished project. I'm going to show you how I got there. I'm at a little abandoned garage here in the middle of nowhere. I just driving my truck around for some fun. Figured this would be a good spot to do some shoots for Halloween. As you see, there's the LED light bar that I finally installed this week. In last week's video, I installed the 404 parts upfitter switches, auxiliary upfitter switches, OEM part from 404parts.com. And then I also was supposed to install a 20-inch LED light bar from Lasfit. However, I had ordered brackets previously from AmericanTrucks.com, and those were meant for a 20-inch LED light bar. However, they came up 5 inches short on either side. I personally did not feel comfortable drilling holes, any additional holes in my grill or behind my grill, so I wanted to go into the stock bolts or behind the stock bolts in order to bracket everything in. So I'm going to return my 20-inch LED light bar, and I already have ordered and purchased and installed my 30-inch LED light bar from Lasfit. Now get this, guys, most LED bars cost you hundreds of dollars. I've seen them anywhere over even $800 for a 30-inch light bar. This one from Lasfit, only $99.99, dirt cheap, easy install, easy to hardwire into your upfitter switches, which I highly recommend as well. Give you that clean finish rather than installing any aftermarket buttons from any other company, which don't install that great and they don't look that great or that clean. You have the double-sided tape that you hide and behind the steering wheel or whatever. I don't like that look. I went for something more stock, looked like it came off the lot that way. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I hardwired those in, how I bracketed my 30-inch LED light bar, and how I connected it to my upfitter switches. Get in the comments below. Let me know what you have connected to your buttons and what I can connect in buttons 2, 3, 4, and 5 on my truck. Maybe you guys have some better ideas than I do. I'm kind of contemplating a few more ideas on my own, but hey, it doesn't hurt to have some advice from the outside. And then also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. For those of you that do already have seen this light bar in action, a little sneak preview this week. And then don't forget to like and subscribe to this page, because I have a lot of great content coming up. So other than this video, next week I plan on doing 5 upgrades for under $100. Budget your build, guys. It can get expensive putting these things together, making your truck the way you want it, but you can avoid the cost. It can also be fairly reasonable. So I'm going to go over 5 different upgrades that I've done that total have been under $100. So enjoy the rest of this video, and don't forget to hit that like button. In last Sunday's video on October 24th, we didn't finish our LED bar like I originally had planned. So what had happened was I purchased a 20-inch light bar because the mounts that I had purchased from AmericanTrucks.com, which I'll post up here, said that they were for a 20-inch light bar. However, it did not work out that way. It came up just shy. So, returning the 20-inch light bar to Lasfit, we're going with the 30-inch light bar from Lasfit. So we're going to make this work, guys. If I have to, I'll get down to a fab shop to get some custom-made brackets. But I'm pretty sure this is going to work out pretty well for us here. So all we're going to need is a few tools. Pop off that top plastic intake piece. I have the still-in ram air intake. This is going to pop that right off. You're going to need your T15 screwdriver to get the handle, your hood latch off. Your brackets to mount your LED bar. And then before popping off the grill, we're going to need a 10mm socket wrench. So pretty simple. I have my wiring harness here as well. So all the tools that you'll need are right here. Now let's get started. So I also need to mention that I did run into an intake, same issue that the Lone Star Hawaiian ran into with his still-in ram air intake. So he ran into the issue where his shutters were rubbing on his intake. Until last Saturday, whenever I reinstalled this, I wasn't having any rubbing issues, no clicking, no noises, nothing. Ever since I reinstalled it, popped the grill back on and reinstalled it, after finding out my 20-inch light bar did not fit. Now, or ever since then, I've been having those issues. So I need to get in there and either shave that down like he did, or fix it and get back to where it's needed. As you can see, I'm touching right here. I was not touching there before on both sides, both brackets. So I was not touching there before, but it is what it is, guys. We're gonna make this work, and this will be a multi-job process. I'm gonna have to pop this off, see what I can do, and get it working again. So the first thing you need to do is come in here and remove these two T15 screws. And then it slides right off. Now that I popped off the hood latch handle, I'm just going to go around the intake itself and pop out each one of these black little caps, these little Christmas trees that hold this together. So let me do that and I'll be right back. Once those are out of place, then we have to get these two out right here. All right, that centerpiece is out. This will pull right off. Just gotta pull under that handle and we are out. I'm just gonna set it off to the side here. So boom, we are good. I'm gonna also look around, find out what is up with these shutters. I haven't touched those directly, but I'm gonna mess around with those to see what was causing it to hit these arms and cause that clicking noise. Because it was clear on the sides, but just not in the center by these two arms. So I'm guessing there's some inconsistencies just with the still-in product or the way it could have been installed in these little holes, because prior to reinstalling it the second time, I never had any rubbing issues, any clicking issues, nothing, and I had it for almost 2 full months. Next, we're gonna remove these 4 bolts on top of the grill here, pop the grill off, and then we'll have the area exposed right in front of the shutters and in between the grill where we want to mount our 30-inch light bar. All right, with those 4 bolts out, I'm gonna get a little pry tool here, get in between this black piece, top and bottom, to pry out from the headlight on either side. And then there are clips on the grill which you'll need to pull out from. So little two-handed job. So again, I'm gonna set down the camera. As you can see behind me, the grill is off. Let's see what we can do with this light bar. We just gotta put it on the mounts first, and then we'll line it up and see if it adds up. With the light bar completely out, she looks good too, doesn't she? Can't wait to get her on. That's gonna be a lot of light, guys. It's gonna look good. With the light bar out, this is how I'm gonna mount it if we were at the front of the vehicle. So the cable, the power cable, will be off to the driver's side. The brackets that I'm using are from AmericanTrucks.com. Now, like I said, whenever I mount them, the diagonal edge here is going to be on the top on either side. So they're slightly different, but pretty easy to do. Goes to the side of the light bar, as so. And then we mount it onto the front end. So I'm gonna go measure up real quick and make sure that we're good to go. Look at that, guys. All right, it's not on yet. I just have the brackets on there, as you see. I'm gonna have to bend them a little bit, which I started doing ever so slightly just at this joint here. Started bending it. So it's gonna reach the factory bolt right there on either side. It's gonna rest right on top of the center spot of the grill, right where the lower portion of the center part of the grill will snap in. And again, this will reach over here. I think it's perfect. It's gonna rub a little bit, ever so slightly, whenever it's in place, which I'm gonna fix. So I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna fix it. So once this is back in place, it's gonna sit almost all the way up against that center pillar. But if you come over here, the fin is going to touch right around there. So I'm gonna sand it down ever so slightly, just the not the fin, but the shutter. Poor choice of words right there, but I'm going to sand that down, starting at that point where I marked it, a little scratch, a little scuff mark on either side, ever so slightly from here to here. Very easy on both sides. That way I can install this without any rubbing, guys, and it's gonna look good. I can't wait. I think that the 30-inch light bar fills out that grill a lot better than the 20-inch does. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm pretty happy with the way this is going to turn out, and I'm really looking forward to finishing this. So let me get these two bolts out on either side. One there, one over there. Once I get those out, I'll get this mounted up. And actually, before I start that, I'm going to sand these down ever so slightly, like I said, from these 2 points, right here to here, on either side. Other than that, there's no rubbing anywhere. And I think I'm going to do the same. If that works well, I'm going to do the same with the shutters up here, but on the back side for my still-in ram air intake. So again, get in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. So if you look here, easy way to get these out is they pop right out, they bend. So you could just even pull it out and they pop right out either end. Pretty simple, guys. I'm gonna have this out. I have my markings of from where and where I want to cut, and I'll sand it down ever so slightly to make it a little bit more of a smooth finish, and I'll be done. Pop these back in. It's easier if you do one side at a time, then you bend it and get it back into place. You'll know because it'll slide right in. And just a test, I want to see if these rotate. The motor's in the middle, sits right behind. Open and close, just see where they're at. And then another test fitting to see if we'd be rubbing. So looks like I'm gonna have to do just a little bit more sanding, guys. All right, now that I got those cut down and sanded down, got my daughter helping out as the camera girl right now. Want to say hi?
Hi.
All right. Now let me steal the camera from her, and I'll show you guys where everything sits. So we're in snug. Let me rotate this where I need it, which is a little slightly angled down. That way I'm not blinding everybody. I might be touching right there, if you guys can see. So I might have to pull that piece out. Good news is I learned how to pull those shutters out. I won't have to unbolt the light bar to get that out. So same thing over here. Just a little bit more from here to here. Just sand it down, not even 1/8 of an inch, and I should be good. But well, there she is. That's where it sits, guys. I think it fills out the grill pretty good. Pretty excited to get this lit up tonight. All right, I got those in. The shutters barely touch on this side, but that's where it stops, and it has enough space to rotate down without getting stuck. And same on this side. I actually don't even think it's touching on this side. Let's see if I can get you in there. Yeah, there's a little bit of light showing through there. So now what I need to do is I need to feed the power cord through. So I'm going to cut through down here, but instead of trying to fish it up through the headlight and then back around to that rubber fitting back there where I put in my Upfitter switches power cable, as you see I ran that around the JLT. If you look at my previous video from last week, you'll see my installation video for that. But I'm going to go in that same little hole down below. But in order to do that, I need to bring the power cable up behind the headlight and around the airbox and so on. Easiest way to do that for me, I think, is to fish a wire down first, connect them, and then pull it up through the top. I'm not the biggest guy in the world. I'm actually only 5'5", but it helps having somebody very tiny to get under the truck here. What I did is I just had my power cable that I'm going to be running, and I ran it down behind the headlight, and I fed it to her along with the other cable down through here. Then we plugged them together. So now we have our cable. We're going to wire it all the way back behind everything here and around, and then in through the firewall. I finally got power. I'm not going to show you the light yet. You saw it a little bit ago, but let me reinstall the grill. Same way it came off is the same way it goes back on. And my still and intake, as you see, it's like misting here. So it's coming down a little bit, so I gotta hurry up. Truck on some trails here. I just want to show you what all the lights look like. Here are the headlights. But look at this, guys. This is my new Lasfit LED light bar. Look how bright that is. Oh, what the heck is that? Across the trail.
Here's Johnny.
check this out. Holy heck. That is creepy.
Halloween, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
LED light bar all done. I'm pretty happy with the results. Pretty easy job. A little tedious to get the wiring through the firewall, but overall, I'm happy with it. As you saw, my daughter was having a little fun with this video too, so it was fun getting her involved. So as she said, don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me also on Instagram. Stay tuned for next week's video, and thanks for tuning in, guys. Take care.